Hey, what is up, everybody? This is your girl, Martha D. Staub, owner of MDMC Entertainment, and welcome to Season 2, Episode 4 of Business Building and Beyond. Today is obviously not a live show. Like I've said in previous shows, MDMC has grown quite a bit since last year, and we've been so busy. It's just been so hard to market ourselves. It's been crazy. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like, God, I'm just so blessed. I never really thought that, being in business for myself for the first year, it's hit or miss. It's like, is it gonna work? Is it gonna happen? And then it happens, and then you're just like, crap, I have no time for anything. And so we've got a whole slew of new clients. I counted it out. We actually have 10 active clients right now. And I know a lot of you at home are like, 10? The hell? No, you don't understand. We're making content for all of these people. We're scheduling out social media ahead of time. Our hours typically are from 8:30 in the morning to about 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And then the second set of hours kicks in around 10 o'clock to like 2 a.m. And this is a schedule I got to break. But it's good. There's a lot happening, so I'm really excited for it. As you know, the development and myself, our shows are now bi-weekly. So you're watching this today. I'm actually pre-recording, so you're going to be watching this on February 18th, and my last show was February 4th, so every other week. And of course, in the weeks that I'm not around, you can watch the development out of New York. Lewis has been killing it. I am just so proud of all the work he's done. I'm just so thrilled. The interviews he's been getting, just talking to these amazing people in all the Comic-Con world, pop culture, actors, artists, like he's really killing it. So I tip my hat off to you. Also, if you haven't been watching or listening yet, so we've done a little bit of a crossover here. MDMC is now kind of in the Facts of Life podcast. The Three Kings, that my mother actually gave the boys this nickname. Lewis and Eddie from MDMC East have stepped into the role of the Facts of Life in the Three Kings era of the Facts of Life podcast, which I'm really excited about. A funny story, that New York tour is such a great video that when I was back home in September, I was telling my mom, because Lewis was like, show your mom what we've been doing. And my mom's like, what have they been doing? And she has never met these guys. So, but it was pretty funny. I said, you got to watch this. So I turned on the part where they were doing their own horoscopes by the late, great Walter Mercado, RIP. And my mom laughed, and she's like, they look like the Three Kings in this little car. And the Three Kings stuck. And now it's like, Three Kings this, Three Kings that. The group chat is named the Three Kings, which I did that. And so now they went from Facts Fellas to Three Kings, which I happen to like the Three Kings. I think that's really catchy. And I was on the catch-up episode, so the season 2 opener. You can go watch that. It's a 2-part episode, so I got to guest in that part. So that was really exciting, and it looks like I'll be a guest on their show quite a bit. So I'm really excited. So go follow the Facts of Life podcast. If you don't want to watch Lewis interview people, you can listen to him and Eddie talk about everyday fun facts, and not stupid facts, like everyday living facts, like feel good stuff. So go support them. Wow, what else is happening? I think that's it. I had to pre-record today, obviously. Like I said, things are just crazy. On this day, I actually have a meeting scheduled, so I can't be with you here in person. But I do want to thank everyone who tuned in live for my last interview that I had, my last show, with Justin Cabanting. He is a voice actor and a stunt actor, and he was really great. Such a great interview, so much fun. I love when interviews are just so effortless. And obviously you guys love the interviews too. I got so many requests and messages like, yeah, when are you going to have a guest? And I was like, what do you mean? Like, am I not entertaining enough for you? And some people were like, well, yeah, but, you know, are you going to have another guest? Don't worry. We've got a lot of really cool guests lined up for season 2. Just got to make some calls and make it happen. But yeah, I'm excited. So today's episode is Pinterest. Why does it still matter? If you're asking that question, you don't know what the hell's going on. I get it. In most marketing spheres, you throw your money into ads and it gives you the results you want. Yeah, that's the quick and easy fix. But for longevity purposes, Pinterest is still one of those hubs that people should be using all the time. Now, let me tell you a story. Last year, I was pitching myself to a financial company that we should have gotten. We should have gotten that deal. And we didn't get it. And I was pretty pissed that we didn't get it because it was such a slam dunk. So whenever someone comes to us, the MDMC process, they come to us and say, hey, I need help with this, 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 and this. And I said, okay, here's what we propose. Looking over everything. And I mean, I look over everything. I go to the websites, I go to social, I look at content, I look at numbers, I look at analytics that I can actually pull. I look at every single thing. It's like turning a stone over every time. What the hell is happening here? And one of the questions that was coming up with this specific financial company was like, we don't have enough traffic to our website. And I said, so you don't want to pay an SEO company to help you with that, link building and things like that? No, we don't want to do that. We need to do it organically. Okay, perfect. So Pinterest still remains one of the best places that you can actually post all your content and pin a link to it so that and if you can hashtag it now, Pinterest has evolved. Okay. It's like so much better than it was before. And you can go through and pin all of your things onto whatever it is that you're using. I use Buffer, which is one of the reasons why I bought Buffer, was because it was the only one at the time that would allow you to pin directly onto the site, allowing you to put in a link and then you distribute all your pins. You know, for the longest time at one of the companies I worked at, from 2012 to 2015, Pinterest remained the #1 generator of organic traffic. And that also helped in Google's eyes be like, yo, there's a lot of people coming here to this website. Something's happening here. So it looks good in the eyes of Google. Now, it's not a black hat trick. It's nothing sketch, okay? Pinterest is a great place to go if you want to drive traffic to your website. And a lot of people will say that is not true. And I don't know, it's just very odd, but this financial company, I had a meeting with 2 dudes. And I said, you know, if you don't want to spend money on this, we can do it the old-fashioned way with organic traffic with Pinterest. And they both looked at me. And again, these are people that are not in the marketing world, that know nothing about how this shit works, was like, well, Pinterest is for baking and working out. I said, no, it's not. It is definitely not that. And so when I actually did, this is what pissed me off about these people. I went through the basic, outline of what was needed. They asked for another meeting. So in the second meeting, to drive my point home, I made this massive slideshow outlining with screenshots of what they needed to fix in their company's marketing. And, I outlined Pinterest, and I had examples of financial companies using Pinterest to do the same thing that they're doing. Because really, in all honesty, who's going to be looking at a financial company? Unless you're really constantly looking for financial help. Not that many people. But if you educate your audience in a way that makes them want to come back, then you have something on your hands. And so my thought on it was infographics. There's a lot of things that this company did that no one knew about. So what's the first thing that you need to do when you have a client like that? You need to educate the masses. You need to indoctrinate these people so they know who you are and what you do. And so they were very quick to slap that idea down. They're like, that's not going to work. And I'm like, you don't know. And so what I love the most about it, because I asked for, now mind you, this is a company located in one of the smaller states that is not California. So I put that into mind, but I also put in the work I was putting in. All the content creation, they had no content. So I had to create all the content. I even put this on a fucking map, on a pie chart as to where my time's going to go for this company. Content creation, scheduling for posting. That takes a lot of time if you don't know what you're doing, especially if you're scheduling on multiple platforms. Email marketing, website development. I charge them a pretty low rate. Like, it's a steal here in California. I think if I were to charge that here, people would be like all over it. And they came back to me and says, and this is a monthly rate, mind you, you've inspired us to hire somebody. And I said, I'm still cheaper than you hiring somebody. Because if you, and I was like, all right. And I looked up the stats in the state. This is one thing that you should do, especially if you're in the marketing world and you are pitching a service, or anybody out there that is pitching any service to anybody outside of your home state. Look up how much that service costs if you were to hire somebody. So I looked at the median margin of a marketing coordinator in that specific state. And I brought up the facts. I was like, look, I cost this much a month. Okay. You're going to pay double that every 2 weeks for somebody. On top of that, that's actually 4 times the amount you would pay for me. So you're really going to hire somebody and keep them in-house to do all this stuff. And the stuff that you want at the price that you're paying them, you're not going to get the whole entire shebang. You're just not. I'm sorry. There's not a marketer in the world that knows how to do it all. Trust me, I'm trying. There's a little bit of things I don't know yet that I'm adding to my arsenal. And once I get those, bam, watch out, world, because here I come. So anyway, I lost that one. But what really pissed me off was the fact that the Pinterest thing, I don't know if that hindered the entire decision or what, but I broke it down as to why it was important. And here's the truth. You have to post on Pinterest at least 5 times a day for it to see any organic traffic going to your website. It's just the God honest truth. Thank God I do have an intern starting here soon. There's a lot of content that has not hit the Pinterest site in quite a while. So my poor intern's going to have a lot of scheduling to do. But I remember I actually listened to Jenna Kutcher. She has the Gold Digger podcast. She's one of the best marketers out there. I'm not going to lie. I really like listening to her. I haven't listened to her in a while, but Jenna Kutcher is top notch. And when she said it, because I knew about Pinterest, I always like to hear other people's perspective on things. And I was like, all right, well, Jenna's the top dog. Like, let's see what she says. And she said everything I could say and more. So I was like, all right, we're pretty level on our thoughts on it. But at that specific time, this is when MDMC, I was working for the crazy bitch downtown. I tell you, I'm going to write a book one of these days. Let me tell you. But I was coming home and working on MDMC because I needed a break from all the crazy toxic things I was ingesting at that job. That job only lasted 3 months, but it did a world of pain to me. I'm not gonna lie. If you've probably heard the story, me not being able to go to my mom's wedding and things like that because of this person. But aside that, when I was coming home, I would listen. It's almost like you know how toxic that job was. I had an hour commute because I live in northern San Diego. So to get down to downtown every day, I had an hour. So what I would do is I'd turn on Jenna Kutcher's podcast, and I'm like, I need this positive motivation for my business, because I knew working this dumbass job was only going to pay for my bills. I knew I eternally couldn't be happy there. And I knew that no matter how hard I tried, I just wasn't the type to work for this person. And I knew that. And so I needed that positive reinforcement of Jenna. And so I would listen to Jenna on my way to work, as soon as I left my office, and I listened to her again on the way home, because this was the time I was really putting everything into MDMC. And she did the Pinterest episode. And I did exactly what she said, and what I recommend is 5 pins a day. So I made a ton of content, threw it on Pinterest, and I saw the activity rise quite a bit, a lot of traffic to the MDMC site. And I was like, okay. And of course, because I was working another job that was a full-time job, I couldn't keep up with that rhythm. And no matter, I think I scheduled it out well a month in advance, and I still couldn't keep up with it. I was like, no, I'm doing stuff for work and stuff. It's just not going to work. And so that didn't happen. But I did see a lot of progress come through. And even when I had interns at the job I had from 2012 to 15, that's what I told them as well. 5 posts a day, 5 posts a day. And literally at that business, at that job, Pinterest was the #1 generator of organic traffic. And the thing is like, it's not going to happen overnight. I need to let everyone know, if you're listening to people that say organic is the way to go to quadruple your business 5 to 6 times, whatever, it's not true. Organic takes time. I like to use the crock pot method to explain this. You put all your content in this pot. You turn it on low, 5 posts a day. And then you just let it sit there and grow and grow and grow until it's finally well thought out and cooked. And then it starts distributing to the masses, and it could feed the masses for quite a while. That's just the way it works. I have never seen something that was organic turn around and make, 5 times the amount of sales it took to put into it. I've never seen that happen. And I allegedly worked for someone who's really good at organic marketing. I never saw that. I remember when business was bad, I was like, well, you're the organic person. How do you not, because and I think that's one of the reasons why I didn't survive that job, because I knew it was all bullshit. But I couldn't say, because this is the person who signs my paycheck. Organic works. It works. I'm like, bitch, it doesn't. Like, not the way you think it's going to work. And it's just weird how people, be careful who you hire. Because I tell you, shit doesn't happen overnight, people. It just doesn't. I wish it would. Because if that was the case, then I would not be sitting here. I'd be doing something else. I don't know. I just feel like people are so goddamn gullible when it comes to growing your business organically, and you're hoping these results are like, 6 figures a month. It just doesn't work that way. It's a crock pot. Every content you write, whether it's a blog, whether it's pins, whether it's whatever, it takes time to develop, and it sits on your site, it sits on Pinterest, whatever, and it eventually comes around. And it's something you have to work at daily. It's just like anything else in life. You got to work at it daily. Excuse me. And put that content out there, and it will return. I'm not saying it's going to return tomorrow, but your investment into that content creation will come back. And so Pinterest, to me, again, pitching to these 5 dudes, pitching to these 2 financial guys, they didn't go for it. And I'm like, if you go through Pinterest and type in financial advice, financial help, you're going to see a lot of really cool infographics and really fun things. You're going to see that people are interested in this stuff. The problem is you got to educate your people. And so if you use Pinterest correctly, you can pull it off too. So actually, let me share my screen real quick. I'm going to show you our share, application window, Chrome tab, Pinterest. All right. As you can see, let me see, what does this look like? Okay. There, that's better. I didn't like the way it looks. It cuts off half my head. But so here's our Pinterest account. As you can see in the business section, you can actually run ads, you can do analytics, things like that. Lots of things you can do here. Obviously, you can put the links to your website. That's how many followers we have. Again, we're not nurturing this. 1.9K views. Again, not nurturing it. 5 pins a day could easily double these numbers. So the way I've kind of set it up was like every time we do business building and beyond, I throw a pin in there. Every time I make an announcement on Buffer, I have all the channels open, so it'll do it there. I have marketing quotes. People love marketing quotes. The developments in here, motivational quotes, creating MDMC. So a little bit of my story and some of the services that we offer, inspiration, our services, MDMC services, and what? Fun facts. Actually, that should totally go. We should merge those. Instagram tips. I've actually gotten a lot of really good feedback on Instagram from people that like the tips. We got to do more of those for sure. Let me see what else. MDMC Authentics. That is, we should definitely put more pins in here. Oh, my poor intern. MDMC affiliates. We have, obviously, the Facts of Life is an affiliate of ours. We just repinned all their pins onto our Pinterest because unlike the men that I was talking to in the financial district, Alex is a man who was like, yo, what'd you say about Pinterest? How does that work? And so I told him, but again, you have to have 5 pins a day to make it work, to really see that oomph of traffic. Movie quotes, because at one time I was doing a ton of movie quotes. Here's some of our clients, creative quotes. And I think this is a board I share with other people. I should get out of that because I really don't need that. That's not MDMC branding. But anyway, created. You can see all your pins on here. As you can see, some of these will not have. Let's see. The stat is not available yet. Stat is not available yet. Let's see. This one did really good. 65 views, and it's linked to YouTube. So that's the great thing about Pinterest. You can go anywhere with these pins. I was directing, when we had the Christmas guide to all the entrepreneurs, I was directing them to the MDMC website, the Ultimate Gift Giving Guide. And that's where all the links to each of the individual artists were housed. So people were going there and then clicking on to where they needed to go. That's great SEO, organic, if you want to do something like that when you help out an affiliate. Yeah. We got, a bunch of views here for the Wonder Woman one. That's cool. So obviously you've seen 242. You're in a dead industry. That was a good show. It was a short show, but it was good. I was doing stuff for the podcast, Anchor. I need to do more posts like these. These posts like this are great. Also, Pinterest now allows you to put video in. So adding in those little clips of video, fantastic. People love it, which is probably better than these little clips, but whatever. Anytime that you're looking to build content, you do use what works. Let me see here. You can look at our analytics. Again, I have not worked on this profile. Like every day or every other day. As you can tell right now, my analytics suck. But my impressions are up 55%. My total audience is up 52%. My engagement is down though, and so is my engaged audience is down in the past 30 days. Let me see here. So this is all, if you can see, organic, paid. I didn't do any ads here, but if I were to do that, that'd be great. Let's see here. You can see a lot of people don't even know how to read their analytics. It's kind of sad. You can see how many impressions you got per day. Let's see here. Top boards. Huh, that's interesting. Business Building and Beyond is on the top board. That's cool. It's just me talking. I'm surprised people are digging it. Cool. Let's see. And you can see how many times they've clicked. However, that's weird. You get a lot of impressions, but no one's clicking on it. It's kind of weird. Makes you kind of rethink your strategy. And this is only for the past 30 days. So let's see. We got 7 pin clicks. We got a save in here. That's good. This is the inspirational shit. People love inspirational pins. Just saying, guys. Marketing quotes, 222 impressions, 108 impressions for the development. Oh, we got a pin click here, 84 impressions, 1 engagement because they clicked on it. Let's see. 55 impressions for creative quotes, 2 engagements, 1 outbound click. Fantastic. So the analytics are there. Ooh, 2 pins. For the past 3 days, not bad. And then here you can see your top pins. These are top pins from it's the past 3 days, yeah. So the top pin was this one. CEO for the fuck of it. That was a good episode. The Happy New Year Season 2 opener was a big one. MDMC Home. Oh, yeah. This chess piece gets a lot of hits, let me tell you. Let's see. The Wonder Woman talk. I'm surprised these ones are getting... Well, I mean... Yeah, I'm very surprised these are getting as many hits as it is. It's interesting. Yeah. So... Again, if we were better at our game, these numbers would be so much better. Let's see here. So you can obviously do the overview, the conversion, the video. I don't think I have any videos. Oh, I do? Oh, these are Alex's. Okay. So obviously we did the facts of life here. And so he obviously, we repinned a video of his. So he's got 2 on here. I should probably go over there and repin those. But yeah, so, I mean, you can create pins in here now? That's crazy. Oh, look at that. Let's see what this does. All right, so you can do a preset. You can put in there. You can add your logo. So it's kind of like Canva. Nice. Cool. Destination link. All right, so if you're not a content creator in any other platform, you can totally do it here. That's a first. I've not seen that. And then done. Okay, well, I don't want to create here. I create elsewhere. You can create an ad. Let's see. Business Hub. My saves are down. Yeah, so things could be a lot better if I applied it. Obviously right now I'm not applying anything. So you can see some of the... Now this home feed is what you've probably liked pins or saved pins, and they've kind of generated a view for you, which is cool. Oh, that's cool. God, you can get... Yeah, I remember back in the day, I used to, when Pinterest first came out, I actually got invited in by my friend Julia. Oh, that's that jacket I wanted for Christmas. I don't think they have them anymore, but cute stuff. But I remember when I first got into Pinterest, it was invite only. So my friend Julia got me the hookup, just like Clubhouse is now. I got the invite by Alex. Thank you. It's very interesting, the exclusivity of things, and Pinterest was one of those things that once I got in here, I got inspired. I was like, oh my God, I can make this, I can make that. And it wasn't until I actually got into marketing and into all this stuff that I was like, you know what, this is good for business. And whether you want to believe it or not, You have to be everywhere. If you're going to really be into the digital marketing world, if you really want your business out there, you have to be where the people are. And Pinterest is still a very big site. And, I subscribe to I think it's Social Media Today. I think that was what I was looking at yesterday. Socialmediatoday.com. They have all kinds of cool stuff in here. If you're just wanting to know about, updates to TikTok and Instagram and Facebook, Twitter, anything that's a social platform, by all means. And it keeps you updated on the latest and greatest news because they know, what's happening in here. Pinterest shares trend predictions for 2021 based on usage data. And this was an article that was just out last month. Yes, I will subscribe. I love all this stuff. Let me go back. Let's see here. As of right now, internationally, hold on. Let's see if we have a count for this year. A total of 300 million Pinterest users. That's an average of 667 pins per pinner. Of the 200 billion pins, 2/3 are brand, product-related pins, recipe-related pins constitute 1.7 billion pins. So obviously there's a lot of eyeballs out there. I mean, that's a lot of people to still be on a platform that's kind of old, really. But, they're the people that are out here. 70% of them are weekly pinners. Monthly searches on Pinterest is more than 2 billion. Let's see. Pinterest demos, more than 50% of the Pinterest users live outside the US, which is great. International business. Let's see. What is the population for Pinterest among marketers? 28% of all marketers worldwide use Pinterest to market. I'm telling you, the fact of the matter is that in this pitch, I got laughed at by two men who just thought this was about working out and baking. And I felt like, I was like, all right, are you saying that because I'm a woman? And you just, I thought this was like a gender thing. Like, it was so degrading. And I'm like, you two buffoons don't know what the fuck you're talking about. If you really want to market your business, you should know everything. But you don't know everything. That's why you came to me and I'm telling you what you should be doing. And then you kind of laugh at it. Fuck you, man. I'm glad I didn't get you as a client. You know who you are. I'm sure they don't listen to me. Funny story, though. I actually went back and looked at their stuff. They didn't hire anybody. That was just deployed just to get rid of me, which is fine. That business will probably die in within 3 years, guaranteed. But anyway, Pinterest influence on buying decision process. Do you know that 8 out of 10 people will buy something off Pinterest because they saw it? Yeah. I mean, 322 million active Pinterest users right now. 7 out of the 10 are female. 97% of the searches carried out on Pinterest are unbranded. That's interesting. It's a place for every brand, really. And then main reasons people use Pinterest. 1/3 of Pinterest users in the US use it to find brands and companies. Ding, ding, ding. Number of Pinterest pins. There are over 200 billion pins saved on Pinterest. Okay. Let's see. More than 3 out of 4 or 77% of weekly pinners have discovered a new brand or product on Pinterest. And as I said, 2 billion searches. Yeah. Let me tell you, the proof is in the pudding. And if you do this right and you execute this correctly, it'll save you a lot of time down the road. If you don't want to do it, just hire someone to do it. Create the content. Make sure you have 5 pins a day. Watch your Google Analytics. I know a lot of businesses out there don't even know they have Google Analytics. I know there are a couple of marketing people or agencies out there that don't even know how to read analytics. Okay. Don't fall for these people. Make sure when you're hiring somebody that they know what the hell they're talking about and that you're just not getting BS'd into shit. Okay. Pinterest is still a viable candidate when it comes to marketing because you still can run those ads. You can still get in front of the faces of people. Like we just said, I mean, people are actively still on here. It's still a powerhouse, whether you like to believe it or not. And if you really want to get that organic traffic into your website, you have to do this. You have to be on it. You have to be on it. I had a boss at the job from 2012 to 2015. He said, you have to be where the people are. And one thing with the digital footprint was we were everywhere. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, Pinterest, everywhere. I managed all of these sites by hand before there were scheduling tools out there. There is power in that. And you can't just dismiss it because you think it's whack or you don't use it. Just because you don't use it doesn't mean there's a bunch of other people that aren't using it, which we just went through the numbers. There's a ton of people using it. So utilize the video option. People love video. It's quick, easy, and it gets the information to your face and your head quicker than it would be reading. Because let's face it, a lot of people aren't reading these days. And to be honest with you, as great as written content is for your website, people aren't reading that, but it's good for SEO because then Google knows what you're doing. So you have to be out there. You have to tailor your message. You have to get the message out, and you have to put it everywhere. Just throw it out there. I promise you it'll come back. And no, it's not organic business that's going to give you, a $10K monthly deal when you throw out organic stuff and it's going to pay you that much money. I don't listen to people that say that. Organic is a crock pot. You put your content in, you let it cook for several hours, and eventually you'll get served. It's just the way it works. And I hope that helps. This went on quite a bit. I apologize, but I really wanted to show you some numbers and stuff. Our analytics for Pinterest does suck because we haven't done that. But like I said, MDMC is growing. We got an intern that is starting from SDSU, San Diego State University, and he's going to get started here, I think, tomorrow. So you'll be seeing a lot of interesting things from MDMC because we have to keep marketing ourselves. As much as we are working hard for our clients, we still got to give a little bit of love back to us as well because we got to keep our name out there. I hope you enjoyed this episode. And if you are listening on the podcast, thank you so much, Facebook on the podcast. You watch this now on Facebook and YouTube. Well, actually, you just watched this on YouTube. Sorry, it's not a live show. But the next day, after you've watched this on YouTube and it's premiered, you can listen to us on streaming services such as Anchor, Pandora, iHeartRadio, Apple, Spotify. We're everywhere, people. It's been a great year, and I'm just so thrilled that I can serve all this to the masses. If you have any questions regarding Pinterest and organic marketing, let me know. Hit me up. You can go to the MDMC site, contact, fill out the form, put in your question. Or if you don't want to do all that, you can hit us up on any of our social media sites on Facebook or Instagram. Just slide into the DMs. If you have a question, let me know. And that is about it. So thank you guys so much for joining me, and I hope to see you in the next show.